These Florida politicians just got busted for wasting $400 million in property tax money, and this guy's leading the charge. He's not just pointing fingers, he's laying out proof that counties are blowing your cash left and right. In this video, I'll show you how one county ballooned its budget by over $500 million while the population barely grew. How counties secretly raise your property taxes without you even realizing it, and how this fight could be the first step towards eliminating property taxes in Florida for good. Let's jump in. Governor Ron DeSantis is serious about killing property taxes on homestead properties in Florida. Serious enough that he appointed Blaise Ingoglia, the new CFO, and gave him a huge task: find the waste, fraud, and abuse in local governments and prove we don't need property taxes at all. To back him up, DeSantis started the Florida Department of Government Efficiency, or Florida DOGE. Their job's simple: audit cities and counties, crack open the budgets, and show people where their money is really going. And Blaise takes this job so seriously that he wants to change the name to Florida Agency for Fiscal Oversight, or FAFO for short. You get it? Around and find out. DeSantis says he loves the idea. These two guys are like property tax fighting superheroes, and they're coming for every bloated budget in the state. And they're already hard at work. Blaise has teams digging through county budgets right now, and what they've uncovered is insane. We're talking waste, fraud, and abuse so big, it'll blow your mind. And if you're a homeowner in one of these two counties, it's probably gonna piss you off. Here's why it matters. Blaise and DeSantis want to prove that cities and counties can cut the waste and still survive. If local governments stop treating taxpayers like a bottomless piggy bank, then there's no excuse left to keep property taxes. That's the plan. Protect Florida homeowners now and set the stage for eliminating property taxes completely. And most people in Florida think they're safe because of the homestead exemption. You've probably heard about it. Your property taxes can't go up more than 3% a year, right? That sounds great, except that's only half the story. What the homestead law actually does is cap how much the county can raise the taxable value of your home every year. And that little detail is where counties pull their favorite trick. Here's how it works. The county uses something called the millage rate. Think of it as a multiplier. They take your home's taxable value, multiply it by the millage rate, and that's what you owe. If they want more money, they don't have to mess with your home's value. They just crank up the millage rate. That's the loophole. Here's an example. Say your home's taxable value is $200,000. With the current millage rate, your property tax bill might come out to about $2,000. Now, fast forward to the next year, and let's say your home's value didn't go up at all, but the county decides they want more money, so they raise the millage rate. Suddenly, your bill jumps from $2,000 to $2,400. That's a 20% increase, and they didn't have to touch your home's value. They just slid the multiplier up and made you pay more. That's the loophole most people don't understand. You think the homestead exemption protects you, but it doesn't stop the county from raising rates whenever they feel like it. And once they do, your tax bill goes up, their spending goes up, and you're stuck paying more money. Blaise is calling this out because it proves counties aren't strapped for cash. They're gaming the system to pad their budgets. Now we get to the two counties that just got busted wasting taxpayer dollars. First up is Orange County, and when Blaise finally got the numbers, what he found is insane.
According to our calculations, Orange County taxpayers are being overtaxed by this amount right here. That is an astounding amount of money. We are deeming almost $200 million of the Orange County budget excessive and wasteful.
And he came right out and said, this money belongs in the hands of taxpayers, not the bureaucrats. Orange County politicians are blowing almost $200 million of taxpayers' money, and Blaise wants every homeowner to see the numbers so they know exactly how bad it is. Because he's right, people are sick of being ripped off. And since 2020, Orange County's general fund budget has exploded by almost $560 million. That's a 53.62% increase in just 4 years. And here's the crazy part. During that same time, the population only went up by about 79,000 people. So let's do the math on that. For every single new resident who moved to Orange County, the budget grew by almost $7,000. And for a family of four, it grew by $28,000. That means every new family that moves in is basically treated like a golden ticket for county politicians to spend almost 30 grand more out of the budget. Does that sound like fiscal responsibility to you? And it gets worse. Since 2020, Orange County has hired 661 new employees, and the average wage for a local government worker has shot up by 24.5% in just 4 years. That's not counting benefits. That's way faster than private sector pay and even faster than state workers. So while normal people are scraping by, government workers in Orange County are getting raises way above the rest of the market. And who's paying for that? You are if you live in Orange County. According to Blaze's numbers, Orange County is overtaxing residents by an average of $148 per person.
Orange County could easily reduce the millage rate in Orange County by 0.86 mils and offer people real property tax relief.
And they could still provide all the same city services. In other words, they're taking more money than they need, and then they're spending it on bloated payrolls and oversized budgets. Next, they got to Jacksonville or Duval County, and here's what they found.
The city of Jacksonville is overtaxing and overspending your money to the tune of almost $200 million.
Chief Financial Officer Blaze Ngolia was back in Jacksonville Wednesday, this time with numbers. According to Ngolia's calculations, the city's general fund increased by more than $692 million since 2019. He considers nearly $200 million of that to be overspending. Because of these calculations, Ngolia believes the city council can cut the millage rate even further.
The city of Jacksonville could easily reduce the millage rate by 1.19 mils.
That would make a huge difference and save people a lot of money.
I've been very clear on this. The spending is not just a Democrat problem. It is a Democrat and a Republican problem. We are seeing it across all levels of government.
That's why I love this guy. He's not playing party politics. He's calling out everybody and anybody that's wasting taxpayer money. That's how it should be. The mayor of Jacksonville, Donna Deegan, said Blaze isn't taking everything into account in the budget and disagrees with his findings. How did Blaze respond? He took this picture next to a holographic image of the mayor dubbed Hollow Donna. Donna Deegan spent $75,000 on this holographic video image of herself welcoming airport travelers in different languages. That's a waste of money. This is what Blaze said on X about it. While in the city of Jacksonville today, I stopped off at Jacksonville Airport to get a $75,000 selfie. Now, all the exact numbers are coming out next month. The line items are going to show exactly what these counties are spending money on, broken down in detail for every taxpayer to see. And even though Blaze is out there fighting for our money, some politicians still haven't gotten the hint. Take West Park, a tiny little city just south of Hollywood with only about 16,000 residents. People there are sounding the alarm after city commissioners floated what's being called self-serving spending. Basically, 3 out of 5 commissioners want to jack up their salaries from $9,600 a year to $40,000. Yeah, a 4 times raise. One longtime resident, Carolyn Hardy, who's 75, put it best. When you got little money, you work with little money. Some people have a Rolls-Royce appetite, but they should be driving a Volkswagen. I like this lady. Here's the crazy part. These commissioners' jobs are technically volunteer positions, but they already come with a paycheck of about $10,000 a year, plus full medical, dental, and life insurance. With benefits, each commissioner costs the city around $43,000 a year. The mayor's total package runs over $17,000, though the city doesn't cover the mayor's health or dental. And just 2 years ago, in 2022, they already voted themselves a raise from $300,000 a month to $800. Blaze lit him up on X. Here's what he said. "Are you kidding me? Residents should be outraged. I know I am. Quadrupling your tax-funded salary while taxpayers are hurting is next-level tone deafness. Hey, Florida Doge, I think we found our next audit subject." And don't forget Hillsborough County, home of Tampa. Commissioner Joshua Wostall has been blowing the whistle for years that the county is wasting taxpayer money. They spent over $250 million on nonprofits in the last 10 years. Many of these nonprofits have been on autopilot funding for 30 years. That means no oversight, no accountability, no checks on whether they're even accomplishing anything. They just keep getting taxpayer money year after year like it's guaranteed. And here's something the news doesn't tell you. The number of funded nonprofits jumped from about 50 or 60 in 2019 to over 120 by 2025. That's doubling in just a few years. Is that really where Hillsborough residents want their property tax dollars going? Should commissioners get to decide which nonprofits your money supports, or should you? If you want to support a nonprofit, that's awesome, and I encourage it, but you should be writing that check yourself, not having politicians take it straight out of your tax bill. And you better believe these counties are going to fight Blaze every step of the way. It got so bad in Orange County that Blaze actually had to subpoena employees just to get to the truth. 16 employees got slapped with subpoenas, including the county attorney himself. Why? Because there were signs they might have been hiding or even altering documents. Auditors were digging into spending on grants, contracts, DEI programs, which are illegal, climate projects, and procurements. Suddenly, records weren't lining up. Some files went missing, some answers sounded rehearsed, and the whole thing smelled like a cover-up. Blaze wasn't having it. He said if they won't hand over the documents voluntarily, fine, he'll use the full power of his office to drag it out of them. Then you got Broward County making headlines for cutting the property tax rate. Sounds great, right? Here's what they posted on X. Property owners in Broward County will see some tax relief in fiscal year 2026 as the Broward Commission approves a $1.7 billion property tax budget with a modest reduction in the county's millage rate. The new millage is set at 5.6658 mils. At first glance, that looks like a win for taxpayers, but like Charles Williams pointed out on X, this is totally BS. The millage rate for 24-25 was 5.639. The 25-26 rate is 5.6658. How is that a reduction? It's a reduction in the proposed increase of 5.6690. Don't believe them. They are lying. And he's right. They're still raising property taxes, just not as much as they first planned. That's not a reduction. That's misdirection. Counties don't like being told to stop blowing other people's money, and local officials are going to fight this tooth and nail. But Blaze has something they don't. He's got the platform, he's got the power, and now he's got the public's attention. And if more people back him, counties are going to have a real hard time hiding their waste, fraud, and abuse. So this can't just be Blaze's fight. It's got to be ours too. He's putting the numbers on the table, but it's up to taxpayers to use them. Show up to county meetings, ask why your millage rate is still sky high when the CFO's audit shows you're being overtaxed. Demand they cut the waste instead of padding payrolls. When enough people start making noise, local officials will have no choice but to answer. And the louder this gets, the closer Florida gets to the ultimate dream. No property taxes at all. And here's the big one. Start voting out these mayors, councilmen, and county commissioners who make excuses and refuse to stop the waste, fraud, and abuse. Every politician should be focused on protecting taxpayers' money, not enriching their political buddies, not funneling your dollars into pet projects, nonprofits, or social programs that don't deliver results. If they don't respect taxpayers, they don't deserve the seat. And let's not forget, Blaze is up for election in 2026. He's running again for state CFO. And if you want someone in office who's actually fighting for your wallet, this is the guy. We need to back him. We need to spread the word, and we need to make sure he wins. And if eliminating property taxes makes it onto the ballot in November 2026, you gotta show up and vote yes. Don't buy into the scare tactics. Politicians are gonna say police, fire, and roads are gonna fall apart without property taxes. That's not true. Those services are gonna be fine. What will actually fall apart is their gravy train, the waste, the fraud, the endless spending sprees with your money. That's what they're really afraid of losing. Florida really is the best state because we've actually got politicians fighting to make life better. And if buying a house here is your dream, you're going to want to see this. Click here to learn these 6 best Florida cities to buy a house in right now. These spots rank in the top 10 out of 300 cities across the entire country. They're listed as some of the best places in the U.S. to buy a home today. Click here and I'll see you there.